Alright, Blue Lock fans and future legends, welcome to the ultimate Meta Lock flow tier list video. Now, if you're looking to dominate the pitch and unlock that perfect flow, you're in the right place. Finding your flow in real-life football is essential, right? But in Meta Lock, mastering that flow is the secret weapon you need to crush your opponents, stand out, and level up like a real ace striker. Today, we're going through each flow tier to get you on track to becoming an absolute legend. Whether you're a newbie or a seasoned Meta Lock player, this tier list is packed with tips on which flows are worth mastering and which ones might just slow you down. We're about to dive deep into the best flows, the ones that'll give you that killer instinct, insane agility, and that I'm unstoppable vibe on the field. And don't worry, we'll cover every tier so you know exactly where your flow stacks up. So hit that like button, sit back, and get ready to build your dream flow setup with our ultimate guide to becoming the MVP of Meta Lock. Let's go! I'm quickly moving on to the video, and I'm ranking flows in Meta Lock. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching. The flows in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Crystal, King, and Striker. Alright, let's dive right into some of the quirkiest C-tier flows in Meta Lock. Picture this, you're up in the air, feeling all majestic, and suddenly, bam! You're rocking a 20% increased hitbox with the Crystal flow. Not exactly the superpower you dream about, right? Crystal is for those brave souls who like to live dangerously, gliding around like an aerial billboard. With that extra hitbox, you're bound to catch more attention, and maybe a few hits you didn't plan for. But hey, it's legendary with a 7% rarity for a reason. Risky? Definitely. But in the hands of a skilled player, Crystal's all about upping the ante. Now, let's talk about King. Think of it as Crystal's power-hungry cousin. King isn't about dodging hits or sneaking around, it's about asserting your dominance. You get a 15% power boost, which is no small thing. It's almost like slapping a little crown on yourself and saying, I'm here to rule this match. With a legendary 7% rarity, it's for those players who crave that extra bit of punch. Sure, it's not as agile as some higher tier flows, but when it comes to packing a punch, King has you covered. Then there's Striker, a flow that's straightforward but packs a sneaky little edge. You get a 3% speed increase, which may not sound like much, but in those clutch moments, it's a game changer. Striker is like your reliable sidekick, helping you slip through the cracks and get a slight edge over your opponent. It's a rare flow with a whopping 92% drop rate, so don't expect to be impressing anyone with its rarity. But if you're looking for that extra pep in your step, Striker's got your back. These flows may be C-tier, but don't underestimate them. They're like the quirky underdogs of Meta Lock, each bringing a little something different to the table. Whether you're after the bold power of King, the adrenaline rush of Striker's speed, or just love the thrill of a larger hitbox with Crystal, there's always a flow to suit your style. Which one would you take into your next match? The flows in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Emperor, Monster, Disgusting, Demon, and Wildcard. Alright, here's where things get really interesting. Let's dive into some B-tier flows in Meta Lock, because honestly, these are the hidden gems of the game that can give you a serious edge if you know how to wield them right. They may not get the same love as the A or S-tier flows, but trust me, you'd be missing out if you just brushed past them. First up, we have the Emperor flow. This one's all about efficiency. The M2 charges a sweet 15% faster, and that boost makes a difference, especially in fast-paced moments. When you're facing down a tense 1v1 and time feels like it's ticking at double speed, having that quicker charge is clutch. It's mythical, so yeah, it's a rare find at just a 1% drop rate. But for those who snag it, Emperor gives you that subtle but powerful advantage. Then there's the Monster flow. Imagine an extra 0.3 seconds of iframe whenever you touch the enemy. That might not seem like much at first, but in Meta Lock, it's a total game changer. That tiny window can be all you need to land a shot, dodge an attack, or reposition. The iframes make you feel just a bit slipperier, and if you play it right, that breathing room lets you outmaneuver opponents who are right on your tail. Now, the name says it all with Disgusting. This legendary flow doubles the accuracy of your M2 shots, which basically means you'll be landing those shots with insane consistency. If you're the kind of player who gets satisfaction out of perfect aim, this one's going to be your best friend. It's more common than the mythicals at a 7% drop rate, so with a bit of luck, you'll be seeing it sooner than some of the rarer flows. Disgusting turns you into a near sniper with M2, and trust me, people won't see those shots coming. Demon is up next, and this one's for the high flyers. Literally. When you're airborne, you get a solid 40% hitbox increase, which is wild when you think about it. This one's perfect if your playstyle has you constantly hopping around the map or taking advantage of vertical space. The increased hitbox lets you keep landing hits mid-air, making it harder for grounded players to dodge or counter. Like Emperor, it's a mythical with a 1% drop rate, so it's rare, but man, it packs a punch. Last but definitely not least, Wildcard is another mythical with a solid 20% hitbox increase. While it doesn't have the air-specific bonus that Demon offers, that 20% still gives you better control over those close encounters, making every strike count. With Wildcard, you'll feel just a bit more confident in face-offs, knowing your attacks are that much more likely to connect. The flows in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Genius, Godspeed, Chameleon, and Galaxy. Alright, let's dive into the world of Metalock's flow powers, where we've got some insane abilities that can seriously change the game. And let's start with Genius. This one isn't just any ability, it's basically a strategist's dream come true. With Genius, your tackle and trap cooldowns are cut in half. That's right, 50% reduced cooldowns on your tackles and traps, meaning you'll be darting around and setting traps like it's no one's business. And the bonus? Every Genius weapon move also benefits from that cooldown reduction, making this flow a non-stop action-packed powerhouse. Definitely worth that 200 Robux if you're ready to commit. Next up, Godspeed. It's as awesome as it sounds. With Godspeed, you get a permanent plus 10% boost to your speed. Now, that might not seem like a ton at first glance, but when you're racing across the field or dodging opponents, that speed boost becomes a serious advantage. Think of it as being in constant turbo mode, zooming past anyone who tries to catch you. It's one of those abilities that doesn't seem flashy, but is a total game changer when you see it in action. Now, this one's a little sneaky, and I absolutely love it. Chameleon. This flow is a mythical at just 1% rarity, so you know it's something special. With Chameleon, you get to copy your opponent's flow passive when you tackle them. Yep, you heard that right. It's like borrowing a part of their skill set for a moment, and you never know what kind of advantage it might give you. It's a high-stakes play for sure, but pulling it off makes you feel like the ultimate strategist, using their strengths against them. And to wrap it up, we have Galaxy. Now, this one is all about team play. With Galaxy, your M2 trap hitbox is increased by a whopping 30%, and here's the kicker. This boost also applies to any teammates you pass to. Imagine having that extra large trap zone while working with your teammates to control the field. It's not just about setting up your own moves, but making sure everyone on your side has that extra edge. So, if you're looking to dominate as a team, Galaxy is definitely the way to go. The flows in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Lazy Genius, Puzzle, and Forgotten Zombie. Alright, buckle up because we're diving into some serious Metalock magic here, folks. Let's talk about the creme de la creme of flows in the S tier. Flows that are not just powerful, but are borderline unfair, in the best way possible. These are the game changers, the flows that make you sit back and wonder if you're actually too good. So first up, we've got Lazy Genius. This one's a pure beast with a massive plus 50% increase in trap hitbox, which makes trapping your opponents an absolute breeze. And, as if that wasn't enough, you get a plus 18% boost in M2 Steel hitbox, meaning you're just out here snatching everything in sight. Now, it's a Pass Shop exclusive for 200 Robux, so it's a bit of an investment, but trust me, if you like dominating the field, Lazy Genius makes it worth every penny. Then we've got Puzzle, and oh boy, is this one a gem, literally and figuratively. With a solid plus 10% boost to all stats when you have the ball, Puzzle turns you into an absolute force of nature. Think about it, you're faster, stronger, and way more resilient with the ball in your hands. It's legendary at a 7% drop rate, which means it's rare, but once you get your hands on it, you're set to wreak some serious havoc. If you're the type who loves being the star player, Puzzle's going to feel like it was made for you. Last but certainly not least, Forgotten Zombie. This one brings an extra 2 seconds to your tackle iframes, which is a total game changer. It's like you're untouchable, phasing through opponents with that satisfying invincibility. This flow might seem simple at first glance, but those extra seconds make you unpredictable and, quite honestly, annoying to your opponents. And just like Puzzle, it's legendary at a 7% drop rate, so it's rare, but if you manage to snag it, you're in for some fun. So, whether you're stealing, tackling, or just being an all-around legend, these S-tier flows are designed to make you unstoppable. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.